Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Sounds divine.
Season 9.
Bum.
Bum. All right, everybody. That's right. We are back. Christmas in July. We're about halfway through the season, Dragon. How we feeling so far? You in the holiday spirit?
I think I'm relatively merry.
So tonight we are tackling Dexter, New Blood. Dragon, this is an interesting, it's kind of like Bates Motel. I believe it's season 4 that takes place right around the holidays, right?
Yeah. Bates Motel season 4 ends at Christmas. Yeah.
Right, and it kind of builds up to Christmas. So
It
I feel
does
like
similarly
Dexter
to
New
this.
Blood is kind
Yes.
of the same way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So episode 9, Dragon. Here's the thing about it that I want to just kind of get off my chest, like right off the bat before we break it down. Is Dragon, I remember us being really stoked on this episode when it first came out, and there are certainly elements of it that I still like. I don't know if it holds up to scrutiny, man. I don't know if you felt the same way rewatching it.
Nah, I just think you let the ending get in your head, and that's what I think happened.
I'm not. I'm actually one of the people that's fine with the ending. To tell you the truth, I didn't really the end. The only thing about the ending that bothered me on any sort of level was that we didn't get a confrontation with Batista. But other than that, I don't know. I like we'll go over it, Drake. There's some dialogue and there's some acting delivery here where I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's just like all the kind of mediocre stuff about this season kind of fled to the forefront for me personally. I mean, that being said, there's good stuff, and the Christmas of it all is fun. So I don't know if I'm going to be a holiday Grinch on this one, Dragon. We'll have to see, but yeah, I feel like some of the shine worn off. Like I would not. I certainly wouldn't call it one of the best episodes of Dexter ever, and I'm pretty sure I was kind of there when I was reviewing it the first time around. So I'm just saying, compared to the hype I had for this episode, I've kind of come back down to earth. I still like it, but I certainly wouldn't put it with any of the big season 4 episodes or anything like that. Anyways, what say you? How do you feel about it?
Yes, of course, Dexter New Blood, very much the proper send off season for Dexter compared to season 8. It took him out of his element 10 years later, very much, a fatherhood kind of legacy story, set during Christmas, which we built up again a la Bates Motel season 4, which is a good idea. Yes, the episode everyone gets looped in, and Dexter has Dexter before in the previous seasons. He had particularly season 4. He's tackled holidays. There was another Christmas episode of Dexter, and there's a Halloween episode, and there is a very famously a Thanksgiving episode.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, look, I always really loved this episode. Honestly, I really, cause, I don't know, I really like Dexter New Blood, and I feel, there's like a momentum build up, and I mean, quite possibly, I like our finale, but I don't know. I think we kind of built 9 has a lot of really great payoffs and it has a lot of great acting moments. And I think it has a lot, again between the again kind of our father son story. I think it's a really big episode for Dexter, and very much with the episode overall. It's like one of the tropes right off the bat is like the big stuff happening during the holiday, which happens here. I don't know. We go like a lot of really good, a lot of really cool stuff happens. I'm still impressed by. I will admit I only have one nitpick with the episode really, but it's more of just kind of looking at it individually versus like the whole really. So I don't even know it's that much of a problem. Just like the one straggler of the episode where hey, Angela's playing catch up off to the side as a plot. That's the worst thing I can say about the
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, for sure.
But again, you kind of need it to get her for okay. She learns. Wait a minute, Molly wouldn't leave her recorder there. That's all you need. So yeah, so I rather like the episode. Yeah.
All
Although it's
right.
still held up.
So let's just get into it then.
All right, so just to kind of round
first of all, we should probably just give a breakdown on how we're approaching this because we're going to be tackling some stuff beat by beat, mostly the Christmas stuff. Other stuff we're going to kind of be be going over a little bit more loosey goosey. Dragon, you have more of an idea of how that's going to go than I do as far as the pacing of that goes. Why don't you take the lead?
Which is what I was doing before you interrupted me, Tiki.
I'm so sorry. All right.
Anyway, let me find my place again. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, folks, the way we're doing this, we're going to mainly kind of key in on the Christmassy side of stuff. Don't get me wrong. We'll kind of contextually kind of sum up the kind of our plotty things that relate to the season as a whole, which I mean, definitely kind of, but mainly how they relate to the father son characterization, which definitely very majorly relates to the Christmas stuff in question. So, by that logic, that's kind of how we're mainly going to be focusing on that side of things because we already did like 10 episodes of breakdown on each of the episodes already. So, you kind of have a rough idea of how we feel about the episode already, but but now with a holiday filter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just with that in mind, so it's Christmas Eve. Father and son, they're bonding as Dexter tells Harrison a little story. Not the night before Christmas. No, no, no. It's a hot night in Miami.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I feel like this is honestly one of my favorite parts of the episode is this whole Wiggles the clown scenario. I really love the way that this is honestly probably one of my favorite uses of Deb throughout the season. Just the way that she's like, kind of like on a razor's edge about what Dexter is revealing to him.
Of course, very
Uh,
similar to Bates Motel. We used Deb as kind of a Norma Bates mother figure, particularly
of
season
course.
5 of Bates Motel.
And I just love kind of the creepy aesthetic dragging kind of like the 80s like synthwave aesthetic of the clown warehouse itself, and just the performance on Wiggles. Like he gets there's that one beat where he's like laughing to himself and just in a really sadistic way with a picture of the kid.
Yeah.
And then he hears the pop of his inflatable house and he's like, what the fuck? I don't think he actually swears, but it's like, the
No, he
turn on the
does.
dime.
No, Tiki, he does.
Oh, he does. Okay. I want to make sure. Anyways,
Regardless,
but yeah, just everything about this whole setup and the way that Dexter's kind of, like you said, Dexter's kind of telling it as as a not necessarily a night before Christmas story, but a little bit.
No.
It kind of gives a little bit of that vibe.
Well, I'm mainly saying that as a joke, Tiki, but what we're really doing here is we're having a flashback to kind of the original Dexter show, but we've sanitized, the elements of it to basically make it, for to basically make it more appealing to Harrison, to seem more vigilante like I'm he's kind of a basically a Batman figure of sorts, just kind of going in there taking care of things. Basically, like he's kind of leaving out the whole. And then I stabbed him with a knife in the chest part. And also the fun fact is, the fun thing is like Dex. We took the most in terms of like picking the idea. Dexter picked the most irredeemable serial killer, like an evil clown who's killing kids, like a John Wayne Gacy of sorts.
I mean, not just the killing of the kids, but I feel like the trophies is like an almost more like, of course, killing the kids is horrible, but the fact that he has the pictures of them in the clown makeup right before he kills, God, that's a different level of twisted right there.
Also does harken back to the pilot of Dexter, in which kids were killed.
Sure.
So my point being, he's picked the most to get Harrison on his side to basically ease him into the whole serial killer talk. Essentially, they're having a serial killer sex talk right now. Essentially,
yes.
And that's basically just kind of him like giving him like the most obvious example to maybe kind of ease him into it. Explains the dark passenger and everything. Deb is cautioning him on the sidelines they could not share too much. So not to scare him off. Again, here's we get back into the Christmassy side of things. We got the Christmas ambiance, Tiki. We got a fireplace. It's nighttime.
Indeed.
With like the white Christmas lights on the tree in the background.
God.
Anyway,
it's a wonderful Christmas Eve, Dragon. It's a heartwarming father-son Christmas Eve story.
Yep, after a serial killer tried to kill him.
Right. Oh God.
It happened at the end of last episode. Kurt almost ran Harrison over. So, well, not that Dexter almost ran Kurt over to save Harrison. The semantics. So, let's see. So, of course, Harrison's asking the big questions of why. Why are we like this? He says, "Well, we both saw our mothers murdered in blood and everything, so that's pretty much why." Which, okay, it's a good answer. Anyway, so Dexter's like basically Dexter's the only one he can relate to, and again, the big crux of this season, the best part of this season, and the very huge through line of this episode is the fact that Dexter, ever since the death of his brother in the first season, Dexter's been looking for someone to replace his brother. He's been looking for someone else who can relate to him, which he finally has. Like Dexter building a family he can actually, kind of feel something for, which he always has felt something for Harrison, and he never wanted this day to come, but now it has, and Harrison is kind of seemingly warming up to the serial killer idea, which Dexter never expected. So it's kind of a Christmas miracle for Dexter of sorts. So also, by the way, when we do the flashback thing, we have like some fun fourth wall breaks where he's like, as he finds the trophies and everything, and he's like looking. They always say that, and then he obviously kills him. Best part, Dexter with the clown nose. Just want to get that in there. When he has like the clown nose.
Yes,
When
yes, absolutely. And I just love how he walks up to Wiggles like, "Hi."
Yep. Great.
It's almost like you almost expect him to be like, "Hi, Wiggles, big fan."
So again, like Harrison basically leaving out the death part, he says, "So you're a vigilante like Batman, or like a Dark Defender," which is kind of that brief kind of comic book kind of name that he was given in
Oh
season
yes.
2 of Dexter.
Did they ever make any actual comic books out of that?
I'm pretty sure no. I think just
No.
in you, right? There might if there's ever Tiki, if there was ever a comic, there was only one issue, if there ever was,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a promotional thing, if one.
Sure.
Well, actually, they did make Dexter. They made Dexter comics, but not Dark Defender comics.
Anyway, well, that's two different things. I mean, Dark Defender would be like, if they made a comic book in universe, you know what I mean? But
anyway. Yeah. Anywho, what was that? All right. Okay, so. Anyways, point being, back then we have like awesomely the most casual, is a trope for you. We don't have often most casual Christmas ever. So we have like, hey, Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, you too.
You're right. It is very casual.
But again, that's very on brand for Dexter. He doesn't really feel much for the holidays. Just kind of part of the cover and blending and everything. Where it's like, oh yeah, I guess it's yeah, hey, Merry Christmas. Like, oh yeah, it is Christmas.
Right.
They've been used to like the winter aesthetic of the town and everything. This kind of say, oh, it's like this always when it snows.
That is true. Yeah. By the way, Christmas trope. Snow. It's a white Christmas after all.
Yep.
God.
All right. So let's see. Okay. So anyway, so they're kind of like, hey, it's Christmas, all that sort of stuff, and then we have
it's the most wonderful time.
Right. So after the talk, Dexter has gone to clean up the mess from the last episode in which he was kidnapped and he killed his abductor. And he's very eagerly kind of like telling Deb who's trying to bring him down, again, being the devil's advocate for, this can't work. I mean, also one of the great things, too, we have the great call out of the series with our last season in this episode, which I love, is that Deb kind of points out that you ever realize how odd it is that you dismember people like the guy who killed your mother. And of course Harrison doing the same with the Trinity Razor and everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fun little trait. Anyway, the way of Dexter, happy-go-lucky, things are actually going his way. Is I got a gift to wrap in plastic, which is a really good line. So we have gift wrapping.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and of course Christmas music with the most wonderful time of the year as he's disposing of the body.
I would say this is a very, very top tier, like Dexter montage.
I would concur with that. Yes, it's good.
I just think the music just fits it so well.
It does. It does. All right, let's see. So, so Dexter has this really happy-go-lucky line before that, like, "We are what we are." It's just the idea Dexter is in such a good mood now that he has a partner in crime like he's always wanted. Again, this is like the idea. This is like Dexter's happiest Christmas ever in the most screwed up of ways. It's such a great idea.
Right.
So we transition from from all that from the body parts to Angela looking at the Bay Harbor Butchers crime scene photos.
Yeah, so one of the things I forgot about the Angela and Audrey dynamic, Dragon, is that Audrey gives these I believe it's probably like Native American like terms of endearment for her mother, like saying I love you in in whatever Native American, I don't know the terminology for it, but you know what I mean. She drops these.
I think technically it's a Seneca, if I'm saying that right. That's the
I forgot about that
or something
with her character, and I really like that mother daughter dynamic. So I just wanted to shout that out.
Yeah, sure. And of course, then basically, I just find like the M99 injection marks, which is going to lead her to the truth. Meanwhile, Dexter, and again, this is adorable. Dexter got to have Christmas with his son after all these years, and basically it's a very Hallmark-esque scene here. It's basically a Hallmark with serial killers kind of moment.
Essentially, yeah.
Where it's like hey, it's just Dexter with like the mug and being all casual, cool dad about it. Like says, wait, Christmas for like presents, really? Yeah, it's Christmas. So let's see. So also you'll notice the deer wrapping paper, the big symbol for the season with the deer. You got all the reindeer wrapping paper all over them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'd say so. He's unwrapping everything, and basically Dexter tells him we literally have like a Red Rider moment from A Christmas Story with the hunting
Yeah,
rifle, which
except
is
I love
funny.
how it's like it's not necessarily like this is what you always wanted, son. It's more of a this is a practical gift. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's
Yeah,
still
it's
cool.
a mentor kind of gift. Like, well,
Yeah,
here's what
yeah.
you're going to need if we're going to like unleash a dark passenger in a controlled setting. Basically, again, Dexter being Harry to young Dexter here,
By
essentially.
the way,
But you know,
Dragon, I must say, in retrospect, like with all the shit that's been going on the past year or so, like I don't think it's a good omen. Like I'm not saying this is the show's
well,
fault.
it's a hunting town. T. They all have hunting rifles.
I guess, but I just like all the kids at school have them. All the kids just guns
Okay, fine.
everywhere.
But again, it's like that part of town though.
I know. Anyways,
Yeah. Anyway,
you gotta own a gun, Harrison. I'm sorry. Just you're right. Out of context, it sounds a little weird.
yes, out of context, not great. But again, you know, it's a hunting town in the winter, so like all their dads have rifles and they get to use them or something or
Sure,
some
sure.
such. So, point being, also you'll notice one of my favorite catches is that of all there are a few extra gifts that Harrison opens. If you look, Dexter gave him the iconic thermal shirt that Dexter always wore in even though it was Miami Heat, he always wore that long sleeve shirt
Oh,
when
I
he
didn't
killed
even notice
people.
that. You're right. Yeah, that's a good
That
catch.
was one of my favorite details when we watched. Like, oh, we're getting the shirt.
Uh-huh.
It's actually practical here. Like usually it was like, man, how is he not overheating wearing that shirt all the time? And in Miami. Anyway, so point being, gives like kind of the Red Rider moment here. Do you use this on bad guys? Like, no. Guns they're loud and messy, and I'm not really a good shot. It's
Mhm.
for blending. Okay, then with some target practice, you know, he kind of relays the advice that Harry gave him. You know, which of course Harry tried to, you know, kind of like taught him how to fire and everything. Which of course now has been passed on from Harry to Harrison, which is nice.
Right.
So we see Harrison's quite the quick
The
shot.
passing
You know,
on of
it's
family traditions trope.
yep, passing on the family traditions, and again, kind of the Red Rider Christmas story of it
Uh-huh.
all. And hey, he's a quick study too. You know, he kind of learned that rather fast when he got his shot good. Now, also, of course, the bitter irony, knowing with the end of Dexter New Blood, Harrison's getting ready to shoot something. It's
Oh
going to
yeah.
happen in the
Oh
next
yeah.
episode, which is again kind of a bitterly ironic sort of thing with the same gun.
All
So
right.
Dexter tells Harrison that Kurt, basically, long story short, Dexter tells Harrison that Kurt has been killing women for 25 years, and that's the reason. He kind of withholds the whole, oh, yeah, and I murdered his son reason for things. Again, trying not to scare off the boy. I can't completely blame him on that one. But, you know, we can't go to the cops because, and you can't go to the cops because you're a vigilante. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I love Dexter and his kind of his inner monologue here. Just like, ask me what the plan is. Ask
Oh
me
yeah,
what the
that is one of
plan
my favorite
is.
moments of the episode. Yeah, yeah. And it's like I
Dexter,
like how it doesn't really dwell on like, oh no, he didn't do that. You know, but it's more so just like it kind of just gets you into the mindset of like he really wants to just go all in on this, you know, but he wants it to be Harrison's choice.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
let's see. So so we have oh yes. So we have a gift for Dexter. Now, Tiki, what did Harrison get Dexter for Christmas?
Christmas sweaters.
No,
Trope.
no, he didn't give him the Christmas sweaters, Tiki.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You tell him.
All right, fine. He gave him a drawing of Aunt Deb that he
Oh,
remembered
right, right,
from
right.
as
Yeah.
a kid, which is really nice.
All
So
right.
again, it's just
Sentimental
really nice.
gifts. Trope.
I still, you know, I really would have loved, and they didn't do it. It would have really elated my heart if probably would have been overkill. That's why they didn't do it. But can you imagine, like in this moment, he's holding a gift and little Deb over her shoulder, like, "Aw,"
Oh my god. I'm
would
actually
have gutted
if they
me.
didn't do that.
I know it would have been too broad, but it would have been
No, I
funny.
think it would have worked. Honestly, they've gone more broad with Deb than that in the season.
Yeah, well, we did have with that Fargo
Now
wood
I'm kind of
chipper.
disappointed they didn't do that now that you bring it up.
Because it seems natural, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
But again, we keep using like the devil's advocate thing, so I guess there's not really anything to debate in that moment. That's why they
Yeah, it
didn't do
doesn't
that.
matter though. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, regardless. So it
That's
was a
a
nice
really good
gesture.
idea. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, so we have one more blending gift, which is the ugly
The
Christmas sweaters.
sweaters.
Trope.
Oh my god, and these are just fucking amazing sweaters, Dragon. You got to give it up to the costume department here.
Oh yeah, I gotta be honest. I've seen worse.
What do you mean, as far as like more ugly or?
Yeah, I've seen uglier. I think they're rather stylish. I don't know. I kind of like them.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like I think the blue looks good on Dexter. I don't know. I think the
I
pattern
think
looks
the
good on
one
him.
I think the one that the Jingle Bell one that's given as a gift to Dexter
Yeah,
is
that's
a little
actually
bit
terrible.
much.
That one's not good.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm
yeah,
saying like the
yeah.
ones that he and Harrison are wearing, quite good actually. Because
I
he's got like
agree.
a
I
nice,
agree.
nice red, nice blue. Looks nice. Looks tamer than that sweater that he gets as a gift. Point being, they enter and like they're Audrey and Angela are commenting on the sweaters and how Dexter's like the king of Christmas sweaters because he's been blending for 10 years or so.
Hmm.
Okay, so Tiki, we have Christmas pastries.
Oh my god, yes, monkey bread,
Monkey bread.
monkey man's monkey bread.
Yeah. Do you think he ever had? Did they ever do monkey? No, they never did monkey bread. Hey, Arnold, wouldn't that be perfect though?
They would be.
Because remember, he had the spaghetti, they
Oh
had the
my god.
pasta, but dear God, if they could have had monkey bread. Anyway,
Dragon monkey bread is a very underrated dessert, man. It's like it's kind of perfect.
Have you ever had monkey bread?
I have.
What the heck is it, man? I want to know.
It's pretty simple. It's basically like a cinnamon roll cake.
You're putting me on. You're telling me
No,
the monkey bread is basically
it's
like
like
kind of
it's
like
basically like a pull apart cinnamon roll cake,
that is
essentially.
that is amazing.
Yeah, it's like glazed. Like you just like pull the pieces apart. I don't honestly know why it's called monkey bread, but yeah.
Well, I guess because you eat it like monkeys.
But sure, yeah.
Well, that's my logic.
But
Even
yeah,
better.
the idea is that it's like a pull apart cake, and like as far as flavor goes, the best I can describe it, it's kind of like a glazed donut or a cinnamon
Well,
roll.
sure, but you're saying that it's cinnamon, though. That's what I want to clarify.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's awesome. It looks great.
yeah.
Anyway, so Audrey makes some monkey bread, and Harrison tries some, and he thinks it's delicious. Um, and of course, a little kind of coupley stuff there between the two of them, which is nice. She notes that he
I
looks
think
a
it's a
lot
little
happier.
much, honestly. That's
Oh,
one of the elements of the episode where it's like it's not terrible, but it's like a little on the nose where it's like, oh, looks like we're gonna have to look out for our kids dating each other.
I mean, it's a good point, though. You kind of have to wonder, like, oh yeah, what if they, if this maintains, what do you do?
I know.
Anyway,
Dragon, honestly, that was always I think you know this. I've kind of voiced it multiple times, but that was always kind of an element of Dexter New Blood that made me a little uncomfortable.
I don't think that's necessarily the case, Tiki.
Well, I'm just saying, just the whole like, yeah, what do you do? It's like it's kind of like dating within the family
I mean, I
almost.
remember you getting more hung up on, I wonder if I don't know if I want to be a couple or not, and you were won over by the kids. That's what I remember. I don't remember you ever bringing up that point.
I don't think I don't know. You can go back and get me
Yeah,
the
that's the thing.
date.
You can go back to the thing. You can see that, yeah, you being won over by those two crazy
All
kids.
right, all right. I believe you.
Anyway,
Anyways,
so point being, no, I like them. But yeah, it does bring up an income. But it's also kind of like a thing with Dexter too. Or in those later seasons, we did have the whole Deb Dexter thing that was kind of flirting with season
ugh,
6.
yeah, that
Anyway,
was fun.
so I'm saying this is a far more tame version of that.
um,
Uh,
it's just after that what's it called? My Father or Our Father, the documentary.
yeah, Our Father. Yeah.
I'm just like, oh God, just no, no incest, please.
Right.
Anyways,
Well, again, okay. Well, let's
no,
move
I
on.
know
So,
it's not. I know. Anyways,
yeah. Regardless, then we have like a great Michael C. Hall delivery. For kind of a holiday moment here after he makes that quip. She brings in the monkey bread and he says, "Ah, food,
yes, yes, yes.
my favorite part of Christmas." Like, yeah, that's
uh
adorable. Then again, the Dexter Morgan man, he's always chowing down on something. He's got a voracious appetite. That Dexter Morgan.
He does. He's kind of like an Ichabod Crane in that way.
Much like his son too. It's like I love that both he and Harrison are both voracious eaters, especially Harrison.
Well, there's that moment at the end of the episode where it's like, I bet you guys are hungry, and they're both like, "Yep."
Yep. All right, let's see. So they exchange gifts here. Like, let's see, Harrison gets from Audrey like a little school hat, little knitted hat for the Hawks. Like, go Hawks. Dexter gets
Caw, caw, caw.
this ugly cat Christmas sweater, which again a little similar to the one Hawkeye got.
Yes, yes.
All right, let's see.
Feeding my addiction, I see.
Yep, which is a fun line. Harrison only had a a hunting store to shop from, so he basically got her a scarf, which she liked, and being all kind of nice and coupley.
Okay,
Let's see.
that's the one. That's the one moment in this episode, Dragon, where I'm just like, okay, that's a little much, man. It's a big reaction for a scarf.
She knew it wasn't much, and she was making him feel better about it. All right,
All right.
Why you gotta rain on young love? Come on.
That's my job, to rain on young love.
Plus the always like they have the kids on your front lawn. You're spraying them with a hose. Come on, man.
God.
In the winter, now they're cold. I hope you're happy.
God. Okay.
Anyway, Grandpa, we're gonna move on.
Jesus.
So, let's see. So Dexter. Okay, so Dexter gives Angela a police procedural book, which in retrospect is probably a bad idea.
I think this is like just such an awkward, in an intentional way, just such an awkward delivery on Michael C. Hall's part. Just like, yeah, my father used to collect all these crime books, and I noticed you didn't have this one on the shelf, so Merry Christmas.
Yeah, which again, as great as blending.
It's just kind of like a great, like, Dexter doesn't people well moment. You know what I mean?
It's like, here's the thing. Broad spectrum, Dexter is excellent at reading people and everything, but in terms of relating to people, that's another matter entirely.
Right, exactly.
Because again, humanity very much contained to Harrison. That's pretty much the most he can actually feel about something. So let's see. So we have a successful Christmas. They're all like kind of reveling there. Again, Dexter is thinking like, oh man, a successful Christmas. He's surrounded by family. Basically, this is Dexter's dream come true. It's a Christmas he can actually feel something for.
Yeah.
And of course, what can possibly deflate this happy-go-lucky moment for our charming serial killer, Tiki?
Unwanted Christmas visitor.
Trope. Yes. Enter a man with a big belly and a white beard who is not Santa Claus.
Oh my God! Yes, it's Clancy Brown playing evil Santa, and it's delicious.
Yes. So enter Kurt Caldwell.
This is probably my favorite scene in the episode in retrospect, because there's just a lot of layers of just like, performance going on here, like both as far as the acting goes and just as far as like the characters having to put on like multiple layers of front.
Yep, and of course this does harken back to some of the great stuff, like like Dexter dealing with Trinity, for example.
Of course.
Or I suppose maybe another example might be Miguel Prado. Like, when you kind of know something the other guy's up to, and you got to play nicey nice. So Kurt comes by bearing pleasantries, Tiki, not just pleasantries, Christmas pleasantries.
Oh my God, yes.
With a Christmas present. Do you remember what that present is?
Oh, not off the top of my head now. Sorry.
It's basically this it's like a peppermint bark.
Oh God.
Yeah, it sounds really terrible, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. You know what peppermint bark is?
No, I unlike monkey bread, Dragon, I do not know what peppermint bark is.
I was hoping your baked good expertise might bleed into kind of like chocolatier candy stuff.
Oh, God.
Anywho, I'm assuming it's like kind of like a jerky, but it's peppermint. If I'm a betting man, but I don't.
Sounds right, maybe, but that does not sound good.
Well, not jerky. What I mean is like kind of like a. Like bark. I don't know. It's kind of like a wooden candy. It still sounds terrible. We're going to move on. So,
the only peppermint thing I've had outside of just like, hey, it's like a nice little breath mint or a candy cane or something that I actually really liked. I think I've told you about this, is the those delicious peppermint cookies that I got at the Disney Christmas party. Oh, those are so good. That was, I believe that was the same trip I had the school bread.
Do you mean the school bread?
Yes. God, anyways. Oh my God.
It's Tiki.
Would you like to try the school bread? Oh my God. Yeah. That was back when I used to enjoy Disney parks. Anyways.
Yep. Now you're still grumpy.
No, now I'm just Team Universal. I've just switched teams, dude.
Yep. So much for brand loyalty.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think Disney's been very loyal to their fan base.
Anyways, Bobby Boy cries into his money. Anyway,
You're
so
gonna have to
appointed
get on stage soon, Chapek. D23's coming, boy.
dance, Chapek, dance. Avoid the shareholders, dance.
All right. I mean, seriously, what's the Chapek thing, man? At this point, it's theater, man. It's like I've made this observation before, but it feels like a TV drama, like him being like 3 more years, bitches. That feels like a season finale cliffhanger.
Chapek on his knees, like begging, Feige, Filoni, save me.
All right. We're gonna veer back on course. I'm sorry.
So we have a coded conversation basically between Kurt and Dexter after again they're near, like he nearly killed Harrison, and Dexter nearly got him, and they're all very much in the loop on everything. I would have Jim, had I known you were here, I would have brought you something too.
Oh God.
Yep,
And then I love the little. I think my favorite little moment here is the finger gun gesture he gives to Harrison.
I love that.
It's
just
so
given how
cocky,
close.
Dragon. It's so cocky.
I know, it's given the fact that he almost shot him last episode. Is what I really
It's just
about
like, hey, buddy, I'll do it again too.
Yep, get you next time. I have to go. Yep, just great. Anyway, so Dexter and Harrison, they're very perturbed by this. Of course, Dexter, I love how he was getting up to go by to go by Angela in kind of a protective manner, kind of like thinking, oh God, if he snaps, it's going to be another Trinity situation. I have to stab him for better or worse.
Right.
You have to see what happens. Maybe she'll shoot him. I don't know. So Dexter and Harrison, they come up with an excuse to go, oh yeah, we planned on going shooting.
So, yeah, but I love how it's just like immediately afterwards they're like, okay, we got to nope the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's again, basically Audrey questioning this, and Angela saying, well, it's first Christmas in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just need to look into one little thing to prove my suspicions are not accurate, and if that suspicion is true, then we'll just go along and have a Merry Christmas.
Yep.
All right. And what is that thing she has to check out, Dragon?
Well, basically, long story short, she's going to be looking into Molly's podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. So Harrison, he's voicing Dexter's, basically voicing Dexter's inner monologue in a sense here about of Dexter's seasons past here. That he basically, like in the past seasons, whenever something like this would happen with Trinity, Dexter would be like in his inner monologue, he would say like, okay, well, he might come back for come for my family now, so I got to take him out first. And basically, Dexter, before Dexter even has a chance to think this, Harrison's like, man, what if he comes back for the girls? We got to take care of this guy. Essentially, so again, proud Papa, proud blood spatter Papa.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. So basically, the plan is to look for Kurt's trophies, much like the story at the start of the episode. So again, meanwhile, Angela, she regifts the peppermint bark and basically to the town vet, which leads basically gives Dexter away. The fact that he used a lot of ketamine, which is consistent with the M99, which will basically confirm her suspicions that he could be the guy, like going around tranking people, which then will be confirmed with like, oh my God, what happened to Molly?
Yeah, so this was specifically what I was like, oh, I'm just going to go down here and just get this this 9 off of my chest.
Yeah.
And it does not go well. All right. Anyways, so they're using Dexter and Harry are using the drone. Dragon, remember when I had that stupid theory that Kurt was going to use the drone to spy on them?
Yeah.
That was dumb. Anyways.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Just saying.
So anyways, they're having like a nice heart-to-heart moment here. By the way, snowfall outside, bonding in the winter, a little tropey stuff going on there. Also regifting trope.
Dragon, yes, regifting, sure, but like we already had snow and we already had bonding over the holidays. Don't combine the two. You can't fusion trope.
Well, bah humbug.
I'm just saying, we already have enough of them in this episode.
I just wanted to refresh anyway, fine.
You've already brought both of those things up.
Anyway.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, Harrison, he confesses to stabbing the potential school shooter intentionally, and he kind of regrets kind of making Dexter out to be the bad guy in that situation, even though he was lying to him.
I like how he doesn't regret anything about what he actually did because, like, man, that scene with the parents still kind of effed me up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. So what impresses Dexter too is the fact that Harrison he even saw the angles and everything, and like how to basically play it off to become a hero and everything, which I kind of forgot about. That man, Harrison really did like Dexter. He kind of saw the angles of the situation. I'm going to stab him and basically make it look like I took him out.
Sure.
Heroic in a way that would be perceived well. So then they have the heart to heart, and essentially, Harrison apologizes, and then he reveals that ever since he was 12, he fantasized about killing the Trinity Killer with his own razor, hence the razor that he carried with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so drone. They use the drone. They find Kurt's essentially where Kurt's trophies are kept. Essentially, it's a good lead to where that is. And
Kurt's trophies.
Yep.
I'm sorry. That was lame. Don't award me with that, Dragon.
Yeah. Not your best.
I know. Go ahead.
So Angela again, she's listening to Molly's podcast. Meanwhile, Dexter calls in saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna take in the Blood Moon hike on Christmas night." So Kurt is preparing for his
a fucking blood moon.
It is Dexter after all.
I know.
I gotta admit though, I don't think they've ever done that in Dexter, so it's kind of fitting that at least once in the whole series.
Sure.
And it's on Christmas of all days, and we do play with the cut. We have some great red lighting when they are digging into his trophy room and everything, so that's really cool.
We do.
Speaking of which, Curry's getting ready for the kill, so basically he's going to burn their place down while they're at his place. They set off the sensor, and he realizes and he's going back. Meanwhile, again, Angela's on the hunt looking for check basically on learning that Molly didn't just leave town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So they find the trophy room, which is a very literalized and a very haunting visual.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite part of the episode. Like, I feel like the scene with Kurt is my favorite scene, but this is a great visual just as far as Dragon. I want them to make, I still maintain this, I want them to make a Halloween Horror Nights maze of Dexter just based on this scene alone.
It would be quite interesting.
I mean, how cool would just be like a Kill Room's greatest hits be?
It would be awfully fun.
All right, anyways.
But yeah, seriously, it's the idea that like a hunter, he basically taxidermied the bodies and put them in like display cases, and basically Obi-Wan.
I love it. I honestly think it's one of the coolest set pieces that the show's ever done.
Obi-Wan kind of ripped this off, by the way.
Did they really? Oh my god.
Yeah, there's like a Jedi. There's a trophy room of dead Jedi. At least, kind of playing. Unfortunately, Tiki, death in Star Wars is not as final as I really think it should be. So basically, there's a number of people.
A lot of stuff nowadays isn't as final as I think it should be.
I mean, yes,
but a reoccurring problem.
I mean, yes, but the boys is like did a really good job. So I can.
I'm not just talking about the boys, man. I mean, the boys is like the least of my problems.
Yeah, I mean, the boys was like hopefully a calculated choice. We won't know until more happens. Anyway, point being, this is the fact. I was just gonna like a room full of like seemingly dead or dormant Jedi. Should be dead, but just point being, room full of dead Jedi pretty much displayed all of this. But this,
by the way, with Obi-Wan, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to watch one of those fan edits that turn it into a movie. Do you think that's valid?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if valid's the right word, because I'd say is like suck it up and watch the whole show. But I don't know if you want.
I don't wanna. It's so slow paced.
You're gonna eat your Star Wars and like
it's
it, kid.
So slow paced, Dragon. That's specifically why I want to watch the fan edit.
Oh, your first world problems. God.
I know. Yeah, that is a first world problem. But
anyway, so point being, they find the trophy room. It's a really haunting idea that we had not really seen in Dexter up to this point, of all the trophies that he's faced. Not really this. Basically, again, like what if Dexter's bodies were on land and fully intact? Which would be numerous. And again, there's like
the Walt Disney's Frozen head, but on steroids.
I mean, in a sense, yeah. All right, so They find a trophy room, and Harrison's very taken aback by this, in terms of like, oh man, that guy, he's been doing this. So Harrison figures out that like Dexter killed Wiggles, and Deb's getting real scared on Dexter's behalf, like, oh no, he's gonna figure it out.
I love Deb's Jennifer Carpenter's performance here.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, you really should see her in the other show that she did, the Limitless sequel show.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the main cop in it. She's really good.
And then, of course, we have the reveal of oh damn, I'm so stupid. What's her name?
Well, Molly's in the
Molly. Yes, thank you.
Jamie Chung playing Molly, yes. Who was basically, we reveal, okay, Kurt did find her.
Fucking kill.
Yes, so Molly is in there, and Harrison kind of saw her. It's like, oh no. Anyway, so this is where then Dexter tells him that, yes, I killed Wiggles and I also killed Trinity, which, for what he did to your mother, which is an absolute lie, let's be honest.
Yep.
But still, again, it just shows you there's Dexter. Again, Dexter's not exactly out of the woods on what he's doing here, which again he's going to pay for in the next episode. So it's all, but again, he's not inaccurate that he did kill the guy who did kill his mother. So there's a gray area there. Mm-hmm. So again, basically after we learn that, then Molly, basically Angela finds the Molly pieces. Meanwhile, so Kurt is. We have the bit though where basically Harrison he says we should effing kill him, or we should kill him, and Dexter kisses him, practically kisses him on the forehead, just like
it's kind of like a Godfather moment if you think about it.
Exactly, it's like
especially given what goes down next episode.
Exactly, it's very much Michael and Fredo, pretty much,
Dragon, never get a kiss on the forehead if you're on a crime show.
No, never. Yeah, but it's seriously though. It's quite a great bit though. When he does that though, it's out of utter pride and this is everything I've ever wanted.
Totally.
But again, every time we see intense emotions from Dexter, who's a very kind of really in control, kind of very kind of baseline asexual kind of guy, doing something like that is really big. Like at the end of the first season of Dexter, he weeps over the death of his brother, and in other places, you have other moments where it's he's really angry over Miguel, and we have a moment like this. So big moments.
Sure.
So Kurt is wrapped on the table in plastic, as one does, and he kind of Dexter walks Harrison through why the plastic and all this, and what is his kill count in. Basically, I love his go big or go home, the hundreds, to save thousands, which he says, yeah, and kind of shifting his eyes. I'd like to imagine
exactly what he was thinking.
Yep. So Kurt comes to, and basically he's deluded the fact that I killed them, I saved them.
Oh my God, yeah.
They were all runaways.
So we're all just trash waiting to be thrown away.
Yeah, it was. Right.
Dragon, I love Dexter's whole. What did I tell you about the dad shit?
Yep, harkening back to the opening.
Basically, no, don't blame it on daddy issues. I've heard
like father, like son. Yeah. So I guess long story short here, Dexter, he basically really talks about himself when he's talking to Kurt. About the hunt, the capture. You're basically feeling your oats. All that. The control. But again, Dexter very much speaking about himself, which is kind of the irony. And Harrison's kind of present during this, and Kurt calls him out and how he killed his son and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Curry's no favor, and then ultimately, we have this moment where Dexter, Dexter strikes the killing blow, and you get some blood PTSD on Harrison, which is really fascinating when the blood kind of spills out and makes him harken back to when he was.
Now, if you remember when this episode aired, I thought that this, it didn't exactly play out in the way that this was I don't know. I still think it's a little bit of a foreshadow of. Harrison ultimately being the end of Dexter, because this does clearly show Harrison being uncomfortable with the situation.
Yeah, it definitely shows a chink in the armor for sure. And at the very least, again, blood being kind of an evocative thing for him.
I love how it's not just blood, but it's specifically blood going down a drain.
Yeah, and I love that. Honestly, I love all our symbolism here, where you have the blood here, the blood red moon during this big event in their lives. And anyway, so they burn the body, and then Harrison basically, Dexter walks him through how, and now the dark passenger is quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So, one fire to another, as Kurt is untethered from this mortal coil. By the way, after like we're sawing his body and everything, all the dismemberment, they come back to learn their cabin has been burned down by Kurt, as kind of like as his original plan. Basically smoke him out so we can shoot him was the original plan, which then
Yeah.
got upended. So, Audrey insists that they stay with them. Of course, the whole hungry thing, as you noted earlier. And but there is a final. Kurt left a final screw you to Dexter, one might say. So, and a little gift was left. A little special gift, better than
Yes,
peppermint
yes.
bark,
A
was
stocking
left.
stuffer, if you will.
A little stocking stuffer was left for Angela from Kurt, the sadistic Santa Claus that he is.
It's
What was in that little envelope, Tiki?
just a single note that says Jim Lindsay killed Matt Caldwell.
And inside,
What is inside?
a bunch of the screws, Tiki, the Matt Caldwell screws.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Hence the screw you of it all. It's one final
Yeah.
screw you, very literalized. We don't go for subtlety sometimes on Dexter, but it's appreciated.
Sure.
And yeah, that's it. That's the episode.
All right. Yeah. As far as final thoughts go, Dragon, I don't know. Like talking through it, there's some line deliveries and there's some cheesy dialogue bits that I don't even feel like nitpicking. It's overall a pretty damn good episode. I don't know. I'm not as high on it as you are, but I still think it works really well in the context of the season.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was a great penultimate, and again, it's quite fun to kind of do some seasonal stuff with Dexter in a way that doesn't like kind of clip our story and like kind of slow it down or anything. Just kind of naturally fit in there. So yeah.
All right, so a lot of tropes here.
Okay, let's see. So,
Christmas stories.
yep, got Christmas stories. We got father and son bonding around the holidays.
Quiet, subdued, humble Christmas Eve.
Yep, casual Christmas, in other words. Let's see. We have we got the Christmas tree lighting and fireplace. It's basically Christmas ambiance.
Snow.
Yep, snow. Anyway,
Practical gifts.
Yes, practical gifts. We have we have kind of a Red Rider moment, a little Christmas story going on there. We have sweaters, ugly Christmas sweaters by the boatloads.
The passing of generational traditions.
Yeah. We have monkey bread.
Monkey bread.
Otherwise, just kind of Christmas pastries. Let's see. We have regifting.
Indeed.
We have peppermint bark.
Unwanted Christmas visitors.
Yes. We have kind of a Santa Claus resembling individual.
Sure. Evil Santa, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, to a
little
degree.
Bit of a play on that.
Yeah, to a degree.
To a degree, yeah.
Let's see. We have again. Generally, have like the Christmas gift,
Christmas
exchange,
montage,
and the Christmas gift exchange, and with the Christmas montage, we have the Christmas music.
Indeed.
We got we didn't shout out earlier. We have I believe a Jingle Bell Rock and Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Okay,
Would you say charity around the holidays with Audrey at the end would count?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it, right?
Christmas trauma? Question mark.
I
don't know.
Let's just say
trauma here.
Let's just say trauma around the holidays.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Also, last one. Big events happening during Christmas, during the Christmas special.
Of course.
There you go. Tiki, when we gather by the cozy fire like this in blistering hot weather, it does make me wonder. After all this time, literally as much time as Dexter's had, I mean, less time in between these seasons, mind you, but 9 seasons, 9 years, for us, equally the same. I can't help but wonder if only we could have like a jazzy term we could put on T-shirts and bumper stickers and magnets. Oh, and stuff. If only we had like a nice turn of phrase that summarizes what we just sat down here to do, taking some valuable time, listing over things and just listing how like all these wonderful little tropes that we just see pop up all the time and so many other things. If only we had a catchy you can do title, man. Like putting the something under something, like I don't know. I'm not really good at this sort of thing. Tiki, like, do you have any like seasonal kind of inserts you can think of? Do you have like, come on, I'm like Hal Sparks in the elevator right now. I'm snapping. I'm trying to think here. I'm like from the extended cut of Spider-Man 2. Like, what do you got for me, buddy? Come on, help me
What
out,
about
save
putting the
me.
mistletoe underneath the microscope?
You know what? I like it.
Next time on Christmas in July.
Fa la la la
La la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la la.
la.
Monkey bread.
Monkey bread.